Hey everybody, it is Tuesday, February 25th, and it's Yarn and Tea. I think we're letting folks know that I'm on, and hopefully some of my followers will show up, and maybe some new folks too. Hope you can hear me pretty good. Never can tell till I get someone on. I'm a little early. I always am. And today, I've got some exciting things. Why is my glasses kind of showing double? Hello, how are ya? You'll have to tell me your name because I cannot figure that out from your post. Karen, okay. Give it just a few more, just another minute before we start. See if anyone else joins. So Karen, where are you from? Should be hearing from Victoria. I know a lot of people that we're going to show up today. All right, so good afternoon, and it is welcome Yarn and Tea. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Angie, and I'm the owner of the Traveling Yarn Yogi. But my most can't hear me. Okay. Thank you for telling me. We did this last time. And I know what it is. You can hear me now? Okay. I did this last week and I can't believe it. And I think it had something to do with my speaker that I use in the mornings for chair yoga. So anyway, so for those of you who don't know me, my role, the one I'm associated with the most is the driver of Purl, the yarn bus. So usually they talk about Purl first. But I am, we're working on our 6th year, and we're trying new and exciting things like this show, like bringing in new items into the bus. So I just wanted to let you know that I'll go live here, and then it posts to Facebook, and then it's being uploaded to YouTube. And one of the things that I need from everybody is to go and find my YouTube under The Traveling Yarn Yogi and like it, and I think subscribe to it is how they call it. And that way, I think if I get 50 people, I can go live there, and therefore we can kind of keep the conversations and not lose them like you do with Instagram. So I'm hoping that we can get that taken care of. So a big ask for you to go over there and to take care of that. That would be awesome. So Yarn and Tea, we're just doing, usually I have a guest, but today it's me. because I've got so much to share with you regarding new items and some questions I want to pose to you and so forth. And why yarn and tea is because, you know, yarn and drinking tea to me go hand in hand. And so it's kind of, you know, thought it would be fun to explore both and bring it to you guys as well. So today it's in the 70s in Grayson, Georgia, probably all over Metro Atlanta. And today I got a loaded tee from my favorite shop called Everybody's. Now, a lot of people don't know what loaded tees are. I didn't until my son introduced them to me a few months ago. But I actually, they've got vitamins and antioxidants and fiber, and then they have, mine today has some protein in it. So they have a lot of good stuff. So I encourage you to go find or Google loaded tees and see what you can learn about it. Now, not every place I found out has a loaded tea shop in their area. I thought it was kind of, but this is one group that I think he goes from Louisiana and down, where he's opened some shops. So, but go out there and learn about it. It's kind of cool. There are 25 calories or 23 calories. And if you get the protein, I think it jumps it up to 100, which is nothing. It's great, it's refreshing, and I have to limit myself to 1 or 2 a week because I would drink them all the time. But you can get immune boosters and that type of stuff. So that's the big thing. Tea part today. Now, a big upcoming item is I'm about to release pre-orders for a Mother's Day box. And of course, it's entitled Yarn and Tea. And I thought it would be a cool box to share and to give to mothers that, you know, stitch, or one to yourself or a friend or vice versa. But I thought it would be pretty cool. So I will probably announce pre-orders in the next week, but I've already picked out the yarn, and you're gonna love the yarn. The yarn is from a dyer that we've talked to on Yarn and Tea. And then we have a pattern that's being made specifically for this from a designer that's been on Yarn and Tea. So I am really psyched up about this. I have been out there looking for little things that go in the box that, you know, go with the theme. And I am so excited that I found so many things. I've had to kind of cut myself off, or you would be, the box would cost so much because I just keep throwing things in. So I'm kind of picking out the best, and but keeping it kind of, you know, I don't want it to be too expensive. I just want it to have some meaning and something cool. I've also had someone working on a logo that look, you know, has the yarn yogi, you know, and tea infused in somehow. So I'll debut that with that box because I'm going to try to get stickers done for it. So I'm excited. You may see that beforehand. You might see it if you go register over at the YouTube, but that's my goal, is to have that done. So you've heard it first here. So first ever Mother's Day box, and I would say probably in the next week or so we'll have the pre-orders up on the online store. So all good stuff, so exciting, and I hope you like it as much as I do. So today I wanted to bring to you some WIPs and some things that I've been having happening. So I just got back from my crochet sampler. Miss Jeanette does a lot of crochet samples for me. And one of the things that she came with is this hat. Isn't this cool? I fell in love with it when I saw it in a newsletter from a yarn vendor. And I thought, oh my gosh, I have to have that. Now, it's crocheted, so hence I couldn't do it unless someone taught me. And so I got Jeanette to do the sample, and we are going to have kits upcoming. Well, I'm not going to put them online yet. I'm going to go take them to Dixon, Tennessee next weekend for the Middle Tennessee. But it only takes 5 skeins of this yarn from Sandes Garn, and there's a little wire that's in here that will be in the kit so that you can have it in your brim. And then, of course, you make this cute little band for it. So I am in love with it. And I don't wave. Hello, Victoria. I wondered where you were. I'm debuting some crochet items. So this pattern is called Cleo Wide Brim Fedora. So on the pattern, it was a green fedora, so an olive green. So that's what this is. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. And you know, it's a cotton blend, and it is thick. And this one has not been steam blocked or anything. I think it could be steamed just a little bit around this area. When I put it on, it was a little tight, and it is a large because they come in 2 sizes. But one kit, because I'll give you the yarn will cover both, as well as cover, I'll give you enough wire that will go in that. And it's not going to be too expensive at all. But look at this. And she said it was super easy if you're a crocheter. So I'm excited because I'm going to have a whole setup for crochet at the Tennessee Fiber Festival. So I've got like 2 or 3 shawls now, and now this hat, and but then she also did this wonderful piece. This is crochet as well, and I consider it reversible because I can't tell which side is right or wrong. But this is using assigned pooling yarn, and this was 2 skeins of Dawn Barker's yarn, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's on board. But the name of the pattern is called Loopillism Shawl. And I'm going to ruin it by Hilda Panagri. And I know I messed up. She's from the UK. So let me see if I have a picture of her so that you can see what she looks like. I know you're not supposed to show patterns, but this is the designer. And I saw her, I think someone was interviewing it. If I'm not mistaken, it was Crystal Hyatt that was interviewing her. But anyway, isn't that gorgeous? Now there you can also have option of putting tassels on this as well. So you'll have plenty of yarn to do that, from what I understand. So these are the new crochet items that will be on display in Purl, and I'm gonna probably put this with where the yarn is assigned pooling yarn, but the hat's gonna go. I'm so happy. If it's where I can wear the hat, hello, I will do it. But let me go back and say Cleo Wide Brim Fedora, and it's by Make and Do Crew. So that's who's doing that. So speaking of Purl, Victoria, she is currently at the shop getting let's see, we took the batteries out of Purl inside, put them underneath. Now we're getting a converter so that I can plug in to an outlet directly for Purl. So with the light, so I am ecstatic. And then the next step will get a generator. But the lights look wonderful. They are just super cool. I used them last couple of weekends ago and it was really, really good. So she will be doing very well. And speaking of crochet, I haven't showed you guys yet, but there is a freeform piece that a friend of mine did, and I'm gonna have it displayed in Purl because it was supposed to be around the bulkhead to cover the ugly parts, I call them. But it's so beautiful. But Velcro didn't work, and so I'm gonna end up having to stitch it to the Velcro that does work on the plastic of the, of the console. So, but that'll be there in Middle Tennessee, and I'll do a nice little show and tell on that. So, those are the two new, and then I also still have the Granny Square decks online, and they will be in Purl as well. So if you're interested, you can go online and I can get them sent to you. So this yarn of Dawn Barker's is online. I've told you the pattern, and this is going to be a kit inside Purl in Middle Tennessee. So, and once I have that, I can put some online, but I'm going to debut it there. So I didn't expect this, but the hat pattern is, I think Ravelry is where it is. It's called Cleo, C-L-E-O, Wide Brim Fedora, F-E-D-O-R-A. And so I do believe it's in Ravelry. So the other good thing is I didn't expect this to come in today, but it was sitting there when I got back from getting the tea, and that's new yarn in from Shellie. So I wanted to share with you that we have had this planned since last year, but it'll make its debut. It might be in Middle Tennessee, but it was mainly going to be there for Nashville, but we'll see. But it is the Yummy, Yummy, Yummy. And there may be a sample inside there because I thought she was sending me something. I tried to get one. I'll show you in a minute. So look at these colors. I'll tell you what it is in just a minute. But these are all the colors that I got. Okay, so let me tell you what it is. This is a Prima Linen fingering. It is 50% alpaca, 25% silk, and 25% linen. 3-ply, 438 yards, 100 grams. Now, there are so many patterns out there that are tees, short sleeve. This is a great hot weather. I would make these and wear them here. They're just cool. The silk and the linen will be a nice cooling fiber. I know alpaca's usually warm, but with both of these, it's gonna be awesome. So there are so many tees. Hey, Debbie. There's so many tees. What am I talking about? There are, excuse me, so many fingering weight tees out there that this would go perfectly with. So I'm gonna just tell you the names. I don't have them online yet because I'm taking them to the shows first. But New Leaf is this one. This is Ibiza, and we've had her Ibiza. You would think it would make it hot, but the linen and the silk, which makes up the other 50%, are cooling. So it should be very lightweight and it should work well. Now I'm not saying to wear it in, you know, Georgia summers, you know, 90 degrees, but a very cool spring top, you know, even to the early summer. I know that I wore my, the Lovely Tea, which was a silken merino in the, I guess it was June. I was still wearing it because it was still cooler here, and it was fine. Silk has such a cool property that it's nice. So this has got the linen and silk in it. So it should be wonderful. Drape is going to be amazing. This is hibiscus. This is called Savvy Peach. I feel like I am missing one, hold on. This is called Phlox, like the flower, Phlox. This is called Hollyhock. And it's got a little heather look to it a little bit, but you can see the fibers, you know, the linen coming off of it a little bit. And then this is orange, and those of you who've seen the merino orange, it's much brighter, and this is the toned down. 438 skein yards, 3-ply. And then this is the sample I got and I fell in love with, and this is Seafoam. Now you can make this a cool weather sweater by, obviously making long sleeves or wearing it underneath something, but you can use this and add a suri to it, and the drape on this and the suri, it would be beautiful. So what I started, so I've got 8 colors, and I think I got 10 skeins of each. I believe that's how I did it. So one pattern that I started with it, and I thought, oh, I'll get this done, was the Stromboli by Caitlin Hunter. Well, it took me a little bit to get the gauge right, just because if you didn't know, Caitlin, I can't remember, I'm not gonna say it. I think she's very loose. I can't remember, I have to look at my notes. But anyway, I started it and I pulled it out because the bad thing is you have to look this one up. When I print, I don't print the big picture because it takes up so much ink. But look up Stromboli by Caitlin Hunter. They don't like patterns to be shown. So I'm gonna fold this and see, you can't see it very well, but it's really got beautiful texture. And the yarn that was used in this was very similar to what we currently have. And the only reason I had to play around with gauge is based on Caitlin's knitting. So this is one option. Then there's the basic tee. There's just tons of them. All you gotta do is put T, T-E-E, or top, T-O-P, in the search section, and you'll pull up a bunch of them. And just go out and see what people are doing. I know this is kind of new for Shellie. I think she did do some of this last year, and I waited to do it because it was already fall when we talked. So I waited to do it and debut it this year. So that's what is on. And I'm using the Savvy Peach for mine. It's a little bit darker than what's here, but that's how, what do you say? Indie dyers work. So I can't wait. Will I finish this? Maybe not, but I will finish something in this yarn, in the yarn I have. I will, if I don't, I'll end up pretty much doing something basic so I can get it done. But it's gorgeous stuff. It's soft. It's drapey. It's gorgeous. So that came in today. So I'll be getting that ready. So a question I want to pose to some of you, and if you're not here, if you're watching this as a replay, I want to hear from you. So put answers in the comment box. I'll lose these I get today, but I'm curious. So when it comes to shopping, do you like kits or do you or not? And if you do like kits, why do you like kits? And so give me some answers. I want to make kits, but sometimes I feel like I can't guess the colors that people will like. The other thing is I especially don't do sweaters a lot of the time because of the size difference. And I don't have huge volumes of skeins of yarn, so I have to be particular. But I know I've heard people say they get overwhelmed, and sometimes they just like to have the kit already done. So I'm curious whether you like kits or not. And because I'll be honest, I've done them both. One show and no one gets them. Next time I don't do it and they ask for them. So I just don't know. So I'm still on the fence of it. I do know a vendor that all she does is kits, and she does great, and she does sweaters. But I think her big thing is that she does a lot of, she uses more like Barocco or some of that where she buys lots of volume of those, so she has it. It's not quite indie dyed. So there's my, my dilemma on whether to do, because I'm using all indie dyed. So that's a big thing. So if you're just signing on, thank you for coming. I encourage you to maybe listen to the next time, you know, when it posts, to listen to the first half, because I made some announcements that you might be interested in. So that'd be cool if you did. Now, another WIP that I finished, and I've done 3 of these, and I think you've seen me wear them. And this is called Midnight Sunrise by, I like kits for color work or when using 2 colors or more. Okay. Is that because you have a hard time picking out the colors or not sure what goes with what? That's what I find is a lot of people tell me, that that's not their forte. And I love putting colors together. So, but this sweet baby, this is my 3rd one. And I'm going to keep making them because I love them. And this is Unicorn Pop in DK by my friend Sandy of Cozy Colorworks. And she's currently working on an order for me because this Unicorn Pop flew off the shelf at Knit In. So she's getting me more. And then I used another color of hers called Northern Lights, but I normally would use her black. But it's 2 DKs. You don't need much, so you could do a flip, you could swip it out and have 2 out of there. But oh yeah, it pops. Another one I have is an orange that pops like crazy. But interesting enough, I had to make a 3rd one for Purl. The first 2 were for Purl. I can't find them. I have worn them and worn them and worn them. I just love it. It's perfect. But okay, I get it. Well, that's good. And I understand about picking out colors. And if you are ever where I'm at, I'll help you. Or even if you want to do something on Facebook or I can't even talk, you know, personal call with the camera, whatever that's called, FaceTime, I'll be glad to help you. But I can't find these. And the main color I used, it's called Northern Lights. And, but that's because it was already skein. I already had put it in a ball, and I hadn't found I needed to use it, and I didn't want to break another skein of the other. But her black is deep charcoal, so just take this gray and go a little deeper, and it really looks good. And one day I'm going to find those two, because I just, unless somebody just loved them so much they just took them, but they haven't really been on Purl yet. So it could have been somebody in my family that took it, but it's so easy to wear, and it's perfect for me to put on with a sweatshirt. Because you know, I don't like a lot of, I get hot nature, but just if it's cold and I got a sweatshirt on, I love to put this on. So this is Midnight Sunrise by Crystal Hyatt or Factory Girl. And listen, I made this in just a couple of days. It doesn't take that long. And this is gonna be my go-to. Now I'm all into finding this shape of cow and finding other color work stuff to pop. And so don't be surprised if you don't see unicorn and something else, because I like unicorn quite a bit. And I still have a stash that I'm gonna make something big with it because I love it so much. All right, so that was a show, yes. Then I'm going to show you something that's been in my WIPs for a while. It was supposed to have come out last August, but I had an issue with I had a funk going on with my knitting, and especially something with cables, and I just couldn't do it. And so I felt horrible, but I did not give up. I just put it away and I pulled it out and I finished it. And this is the Eternit Braids by Susan Dickerson, who is the dyer and owner of Robin's Promise Yarn Company. So this was the color, and don't ask me the color, because now I can't think of it. But what I'll do, I will post the color when I post this video. But I think it's gorgeous. You can't see it as well. And I'm not, now don't look, I did this differently. It's supposed to be all one piece, but I took it in two pieces because that's how I got it done. So I took it and did the braid piece, and then I did the other section. That's not how it was written, but that's how I was able to get it done so I could focus on doing the braid. I guess this is my first cable like this. And so no matter what, I kept, doing it wrong. But I will say this is a fabulous pattern because she already color codes it. She does everything you can imagine to help you. Video, tutorials, anything and everything. So it wasn't difficult. It was my problem. And I ended up doing it in two pieces, and I did a mattress stitch. And so it should look better, but my mattress stitch, I ended up pulling it. So beautiful, go out there and look at it, because she did hers in blue bunting, and that's that royal beautiful blue, and I will put my color in there. But so I hope to talk with Susan. She started her show, I think this weekend's schedule, but I want to have her yarn on too, because this is her first pattern. So I want to have her yarn on the bus, but it's DK weight and it's wonderful. I love it. And it comes in 6 or 7 different sizes. So, but you have to go look at her color. It's phenomenal. And I expect to have that. In fact, I'll be talking with her soon and I'll let you know. I've got some of her yarn still on the bus, but I need to update. Things kind of went haywire when Helene, she was going to be a trunk show at SAF, in North Carolina, our little run back show, and typically, but because of Helene, we had to cancel, so we're getting that all back up. So I'm gonna do the stitch night, have it all ready, and be so excited about that. So a couple of other things I've got. I said I was going to show my WIPs, so I'm currently working. Oh, now, okay. Well, I have the swatch, and I was going to show you the swatch and prove that I do swatch. Where are you at, Julie? Yeah, yarn buses can get people in trouble. Ask my friend Debbie, who was on. Although she's been pretty good this year. It's already March, and she's been pretty good. Oh, Long Island, wonderful. But you've got some great shops over there. In fact, I've always wanted to go there and do the crawl. So this is the pattern. This is what I'm doing. And I think I've shown you this, guys, that I'm doing it with Forbidden. And now, I mean, I got 3 WIPs done. So, poncho that. There's something on Purl that I can't get to because she's out there. But this is where I'm at. So it's a bottom up. Not my favorite, but I love this pattern. It's called, Siltz V, and it's got the V-neck, and that's why I liked it. The original one, oh, okay. That's pretty close. And you'll have to visit him. This is Shellie's pattern that did the yarn, and she did a crew neck first, and then she did the thing. But anyway, I am doing it in a fade, and I know I've shown and posted about this. So we start out with the teal, then we go to the red, and the teal is in there. You can see it. And then we go to the lighter shade. So I'm increasing right now, which I'm almost done, and then I will finish up. I think I've got to do 120 rows. Let me see, because this is why I swatch. I need to have a whole thing on swatching, but I know we cover it. So for 13.5 inches, that would be 15 rows for me. So I'm not counting, I'm only counting, I'm not gonna measure. I'm gonna do 115 rows. I'm trusting my swatch because I've already washed it and know that the row count, this isn't washed, so it's gonna measure differently. So I'm gonna trust that the swatch, and then it works. I've had it done several times, so that's why I don't have to worry about measuring. I just count the rows from cast on, and we're good to go. And so that's what I'll do for anything that says in this pattern to do it for, how many inches. I'll take my row count and divide and times the inches needed. So that has been fun. And I want to tell you that I ended up picking that yarn because of Leanne coming on and talking about how wonderful it was for a sweater. It is a sock yarn, but and then the great thing about it, and that's why I'm mad because I can't find the swatch, but that swatch after I did the bath, it's so nice. You can tell a difference from the feel. So I am really excited about it. And it's gonna be short sleeve. or basically, I don't think it's a sleeve. I think it's just the way it goes up. So I can't wait. And I'm really trying to work hard on that. This is when I wish I had my knitting machine available and ready to use. But it's really TV knitting, so I'm gonna get it done soon. Okay, I know we're 2:37. I wanted to make sure I got everything I wanted to tell you guys. If anybody got any questions, let's see, hat. Ooh, I don't think I grabbed that, so I can't tell you about this yet. Well, I think I will anyway. So this is another WIP that I started just because, I thought I had all the time in the world. But this is a sport weight, and I have, Jim's Luxe Sport on board, and then I have Lavien's as well. So this is the Traveler Hoodie. And no, I will not be doing the crop. I will be adding, and therefore I know I have got enough. But this is a very interesting swatch because it is, I did it in the pattern, but it's almost a sideways rib because you're doing 2 purl rounds and then 3 stockinette rounds. And I did it in the round, but I'm having trouble. I keep miscounting, so I had to put it to the side. I know. But I think I'm gonna have to go down a size, because I'm getting, I think she wants 28 stitches to the inch. And I'm getting like, it's gonna make me go to 3. I gotta go down to a size 3. It was on a 4. So I'm kind of like, I don't wanna do that. But at the same time, I picked this yarn out. So I may do something else, but I really did like that hoodie. Not on that cover, but based on some projects that were done. That's a great thing when you go up and you can click on it. I saw all of these that had been extended. They weren't crops, and they fit nicely. And the fabric is kind of a stretchy, and then it kind of goes back because of that purl ribbing going sideways. I think it's gonna be beautiful. And I'll have to show this a swatch next week. I thought I had everything out here, but I did leave it. So that basically is it for today. And it is a lot, I think. And I hope I didn't overwhelm. I'm sure things kind of went crazy, but I'm trying to look for anything else. I wrote down my notes today. Okay, so next week we will be on. I think I may have a guest, but I am holding out because it was late, and I want to confirm she's going to be there because I'm going to be leaving on Thursday to go to Dixon, Tennessee. And we set up that afternoon or that morning, and we're open Friday and Saturday. And then the following weekend is Nashville. And that will be, I'll leave here Thursday and get there and get to pull Purl into the arena. So I'm excited about that. First time she's ever been. That's why I wanted to have her lights ready and be able to plug in from a generator. And let's see where else. Then I'll come back, and then I go, come home for a couple of weeks, and then I go back up to North Carolina to Big Lynn for a retreat, and then I stay and I have another retreat right after that in April, and then I have another little retreat that I'm going to be there for a day or so for them to shop in Purl. Then I come home, and then I go back to another retreat. So during that time, I'll find spots around here to go to. But pay attention to my newsletter coming up, because I'm going to go ahead and put out everything I'm doing for the year. I've got SAF stuff worked out, going to do the same thing I planned last year. If you guys knew about it, it was stitch night on Friday night. Everything's going to be the same, and we're going to have a blast. So I'll keep you informed. But thanks for joining. If you didn't see the first half, please go back and watch. So there's some good things that I shared, and I'll see you soon. Bye.